Hi, and welcome to your Express Flow this week, all around rib flare. Now, the thing about rib flare is it can really affect our ability to flex our shoulder fully, and it can make poses like Panchamayurasana and handstand feel really challenging because your ribs are never stacked over your hips, and the ribs always feel like they're pressing forward of the shoulder. So today we're going to do some really good drills and awareness work to help us start to bring the rib cage back and get this awareness in the back of the body, where a lot of us struggle through breathing with our bands. We're going to also use a little towel. I have a foam roller here, but you could also just use, a pillow in the back. You could use a Pilates ball. You could use a couple of yoga bricks as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Rolling the inner thighs back and wide, pulling the flesh from the sitting bones. Press the fingertips down just to lift up, roll back. And when you feel nice and lifted, resting the hands onto the thighs. And even as we start, just seeing if you can feel that back body expansion. Feel the back ribs expanding with every breath. One more here. Good. Opening the eyes, take your long band. We're going to do some compression breathing. So you're going to pop your band around and you're going to tighten it like a corset. And then you're going to pull it nice and tight. Good. And now we're going to breathe out into the band in all directions. Broadening, broadening, broadening. Picking up pelvic floor, exhaling through the straw. Ribs down and in. Narrowing down. Inhale. And picking up. Good. Again, inhale. And exhale. Good. Inhale. And exhale. Good. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Very good. Slowly release. Good. Just a few times. Let's just take our arm up and just notice that point where the ribs want to start to press forward. So we're going to take the arm up. We're going to elevate the scapula like we do in a handstand to help us keep the ribs pulling down, to get that bicep back, to get that 180-degree flexion that we need. And if you get to about here, right, and you feel those ribs going forward, this class will really help to get that awareness in the back to broaden, to create space. Good. Doing the other arm. Just noticing if there's any differences in the two sides. Elevating the scapula, so lifting your shoulder blade to help with that last little range versus pulling the shoulder blade down, right? And now I can't really get my arm much higher. I'm going to keep pulling down and then lifting. One more. Reach. Very good. Okay, let's get the foam roller. So sometimes I find in order to fix a rib flare, maybe where your ribs are stuck forward, we've got to open up the back body, right, to create some mobility back there so the ribs can come back. The foam roller is really good for that. So if you take your little band around the wrist, and again, if you have a Pilates ball, you could do this with a couple of yoga bricks. You're just going to find the back of your rib cage, and we're going to get our mini band. You're going to tuck your chin forward, and you're going to flex your shoulders over that roller, really big stretch, and coming back, up and over, and back. Let your shoulders move and elevate as you go. Now, if you find this is hard on your neck, take another brick or a pillow under your head just to support your head. And press. Open it up. Go 3 more. 3. One more. Oh. Good. Take that foam roller, pop it under your pelvis, or again, 2 bricks. Here. And I like the roller because it makes you really have to work. Pop this around your feet. Okay, so I get that roller under me. Extend my heels. Okay, now one leg at a time, I'm going to push. Now, as I do that, I'm really focused on bringing my ribs towards my hips, closing this down, and then slowly change. The whole time, you're keeping this. As soon as you feel this, stop. Don't take your legs so low. So get that connection, that pelvic tilt, ribs in. Using that exhale. Last 2. Last 1. Fantastic. Take one leg forward and pull that knee in. And the other. Good. Release the roller. Get your little towel. So you're going to roll it like a snake. So you'll have it like this. And we're going to roll it up. Okay, so this is an awareness tool. This is to be placed at the very base of your rib cage, where most of us have the most movement, right about here. I'm going to pop that under that low part, and I'm going to practice pushing those ribs down into this toe. And then I'm going to go into my dead bugs. Now, as soon as you feel your back become light off of that towel, take smaller movements with your arms and your legs. Inhale. And you really want to fill up the back body. You'll feel how that whole low core, the whole corset has to engage. Pushing down. Feel that tensioning as you stretch long. A few more. Last 2. Last 1. Release. Good. Release that towel now. We're going to go into some pelvic tilts. So you're going to let your pelvis tilt all the way forward. Pelvic floor spread. Now you feel you're in that back bend. Inhale broad into the sides and back of the lungs. And then exhale tailbone. Press the back ribs down. Everything engaged, posterior tilt. Hold that position. Pelvic floor up. And again, inhale. Broaden. So you can feel the difference, right? When you're in a back bend. Broaden. And then exhale. Tightening, tightening, tightening. Everything narrowing down. Good. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Fantastic. Give yourself a hug. Come up and sit back onto the heels. You could also do this sitting cross-legged. You could even do the sitting in a chair if you've got something going on with your knees and ankles. So we're going to do a diagonal pull down. And you're going to have your one hand up to the left in a Y shape. Now we are going to plug the shoulder blade in for stability. And then you're going to pull with your right arm straight down. And every time you do, you're trying to close this right side of the rib cage, the whole rib cage engage. Pull. Slowly let go. Make sure you're not like this to start, right? Because this is just the arm. You're not going to feel any work here. So down and back into that posterior tilt. One more. Good. Second side. 10 pulls. So holding up. Ribs down. Pelvic rims up. Broaden your back. Here we go. Make sure it's hard to pull. One more. Good. Take that band around the widest part of the ribs. Come into all fours, pulling the band down and pushing up into the band. So cat-cow, let the band pull your spine down and then press broaden. Inhale. You can let your head come down if you want, or you just keep your neck neutral. One more. Good. Okay. Take your foam roller or take 2 yoga bricks, and this is going to support your head. Now, as you support your head, you're going to take one arm at a time, and you're going to practice lifting your arm without flaring your ribs. So we've got to keep the back broad. A few breaths, just practice breathing in and broadening the back. Then taking your arm up, take it out to the side, turn it, so a little bit of shoulder cars, and then back and around. So you're rotating out, in and up. Trying to keep those ribs back the whole time. Good. Change arms. So ribs in, thumb up, out. I can feel that I've gone into a rib flare, so I need to pull back. Feel the back body expansion. Keep pulling back. One more. Good. Okay, release that. Sit into child's pose. Ribs down, hinging, relaxing the shoulders. Again, get the back body expansion. Make sure that you can feel that. It's such an important aspect of fixing rib flare. is that the movement in the back of the body is there. Arms forward, lifting up into down dog, just walking it out a little bit, and shifting the pelvis. Good, you can tilt the pelvis a few times. And take your right foot forward, back knee down. Take the band around your back. So that same position. So we want to make sure we're not in that anterior tilt. Pressing, breathing into the back. Good, hold. Now lean and step up. Lift the knee, keep pressing the ribs back and down. Again, push, lift, without disturbing the ribs. Up. Push back. One more. Good, forward bend. Ribs back into the band. Pull the band down, push the ribs up. Relaxing the head. Good. Roll to stand. Good. This time now, right knee back. Okay, so set up. Broaden. Okay, here we go. Step up. Knee up. Nothing moving in the ribs. Everything nice and still. One more. Lift. Forward bend. Up and over. Push the ribs up into the band. Pull down. Slowly release. Hands to the floor. Step back to down dog. And then walk the feet forward. Give yourself a big hug on your back. Fantastic work, everybody. So keep working on these drills and you'll start to see that rib flare improve. And you'll start to see your shoulder flexion improve, your inversions improve, your breathing improve, twisting to one side and to the other. And then stretching forward for a little relaxation. Feel the heaviness of the back ribs and enjoying these last couple minutes of stillness. Guys, rolling to one side and we'll come up. Hands to the heart center, sitting nice and tall, again, feeling that awareness in our back. Bowing our heads in gratitude for this time that we have to practice together, move together, breathe together, and work on the way that we carry our bodies so we feel stronger and more stable. And we'll finish with one Om today, taking a big inhale. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for our class all about rib flare. If you have a moment, please hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it so much. And if you are working on your shoulders, either you're in chronic pain or you just feel like your shoulders aren't moving as well as they could, check out my 7-day shoulder rescue course. The link is in my bio. And in a few days, you'd see huge improvements in how your shoulders feel for better weightlifting, better yoga, better just living your life. So have a look and I'll see you next time.